Welcome to ENN On Air, our digital news show giving you the stories of today. I'm Kathan Gandhi.
And I'm Gabrielle Evans. Thank you for joining us.
Anya Broddick is Elon's new student body president, with Sammy Azua as VP. Over 2,000 students voted in student government elections for the 2025-2026 school year, and while that's only 28% of the student body, this year saw roughly 700 more votes than last year. For the full list of new class presidents and senators, check out elonnewsnetwork.com.
A North Carolina Senate committee advanced a controversial bill to remove diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives in public schools. Senate Bill 227 is called the Eliminating DEI in Public Schools Act and would prohibit schools from promoting concepts related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. On part of this bill, it says, quote, whereas so-called DEI programs promote a worldview that demands people, especially young students, to judge others based on their race, sex, and other factors, and attack true diversity of thought, stifle opportunity, and stoke division, end quote. This statement criticizes DEI programs, saying they encourage judgment and harm diversity of thought and opportunities. On top of public schools, DEI is now in the process of being banned in North Carolina state and local governments as well.
Alabama's Burlington school system is asking county commissioners for $1.3 million. Let's take a look at the reasons behind this request.
Walter Williams High School social studies teacher Robert Alvis has two first-period students who arrive late to school every day, but it's by no fault of their own. It's due to an estimated 30 vacant bus driver slots across the county.
My biggest concern is for the students. I can do what I can to fill them in, but if you're missing 30 minutes of class every day, that's not the same thing as being here.
Bus drivers are just one example of a category of school employees known as classified staff, those who do not necessarily need licenses from the state to do their job. This category includes receptionists, cafeteria staff, teaching assistants, and many more who Alvis says are essential to running a school, but often are overshadowed by teachers and administrators when it comes to benefit and pay.
The state doesn't provide enough funding, and that leaves it up to the counties to either fill in the gap or to do without.
And do without is currently the reality ABSS is facing. After finding themselves in a financial deficit in the spring of 2024, many district employees were fired, and remaining staff are often splitting time between multiple schools.
For half the day when our students need to use the library or they have a computer issue that they need to go and get fixed, it's sorry, you gotta wait till tomorrow.
But the $1.3 million supplement ABSS is asking the Alamance County Commissioners for may help to eliminate some of this strain. ABSS board member Seneca Rogers is hoping that submitting this proposal earlier than typical will help the district's chances of receiving this funding.
I feel like we're truly putting out there what is needed for our schools and what can really have an impact for our students and educators, and hopefully that can be conveyed to them.
Abby Gravely, ENN Tonight.
Rogers says that this proposed funding would go to facilities and maintenance, taking care of employees and restoring the jobs that were removed last year.
Parking for first years at Elon will relocate next year. ENN's Angelina Fantaroni has more on the developmental process behind this change.
Parking spots fill up quickly around campus, especially in neighborhoods and parking lots, like Innovation.
I honestly don't even really bother to look anymore. It's not really worth it.
There's definitely a few hidden secrets I know, but I just don't want to expose myself on.
You gotta gatekeep those.
Yeah.
Elon's campus safety and police and transportation and parking have planned the construction of a new lot, specifically for first-year students.
So we wanted to improve access. So we started looking at who all was parking on campus, and we were one of the few schools that allowed first-year students, residential students, to park on campus.
The new lot will create 500 new parking spots and free up over 450 spots on campus, but take away 150 spots with the building of Health EU.
People that were in sports, people that came in the middle of the day, internships and jobs, it was hard to get to and from campus with parking.
The walk for incoming first years will now be up to 25 minutes, depending on where they live.
The Elon Express bus that goes that way, that's going to do the major amount of back and forth, building it in with the other busing routes that they have. And then E-Rides and our department will take up the late evenings and weekends to get people there and back if they need to.
The price of parking passes will not change regarding the construction of the new lot. Angelina Fantaroni, ENN Tonight.
The parking lot is scheduled to open for first years during move-in in the fall.
In a post originally on Truth Social, President Trump said all federal funding will stop for any college, school, or university that illegally or allows illegal protests. Agitators will be imprisoned or permanently sent back to the country from which they came. American students will be permanently expelled or, depending on the crime, arrested. Though what exactly constitutes as an illegal protest remains unclear. Universities are already seeing impacts. $400 million of federal funding was pulled from Columbia University for what federal agencies are calling inaction in the face of persistent harassment of Jewish students during protests against war in Gaza. Like Elon University, Columbia is private, but it still receives federal funds according to Columbia's student newspaper. The Ivy League school received $1.3 billion in federal funds during the 2024 fiscal year.
Elon University has announced its common reading selection for the 2025-2026 academic school year. Every year, Elon selects a common reading book for all incoming students to read before arriving on campus, sparking discussions on social and cultural issues. The university has chosen First Gen, a memoir by Alejandra Campoverde, a personal account of her journey as a first-generation American navigating identity, education, and public service. Campoverde, a former White House aide to President Obama, shares her experiences to highlight the challenges and triumphs of first-generation students. The book aims to spark conversations on campus about opportunity, resilience, and representation.
The 2025-2026 Elon Speaker Series lineup will include author and education advocate Alejandra Campoverde, U.S. Olympic gold medalist Katie Ledecky, intelligence officer and leadership consultant retired Lieutenant General Robert P. Ashley Jr., scholar and ethicist Kwame Anthony Appiah, techno-socialist and New York Times columnist Zeynep Tufekci, and author and New York Times columnist Frank Bruni. All events are free for students, faculty, and staff with ID. Public tickets for fall convocation go on sale in August for $15 at elontickets.com.
Elon's Native American Students Association received a Read on Elon grant from the Phi Beta Kappa chapter to support the group's spring book club. This spring, the club will read the New York Times bestselling book Wandering Stars by Tommy Orange, a dual prequel and sequel to his previous novel, They're There. Wandering Stars follows Star, a young survivor of the Sand Creek Massacre and his lineage to a shooting at a powwow in 2018. This highlights the historic and modern challenges facing the Native American community, like violence and addiction. The grant will provide members of the Native American Association copies of the novel and invites the Elon community to participate and will release more information about the meeting and its times this spring.
Alumni Gym was the place to be on Elon Day. While Elon Student Union Board presented comedian, actor, and producer Joe Gatto, Gatto starred on Impractical Jokers, a hidden camera comedy television series until his departure in 2021. Now, Gatto travels around the United States on tour through cities and college campuses. Attendees were not allowed to transfer tickets to one another or take any photos or videos of Gatto during his performance. Although the event started at 8:30 p.m., the doors to Alumni Gym opened at 8 p.m., with students waiting in line for hours.
So excited, like I'm freezing, but it's gonna be worth it, and I'm so hyped to just see him in the flesh. Like he came over here and waved like an hour ago, and it was so fun. I'm so excited.
Elon News Network was denied entry into the event.
That's all we have for you this evening. Thanks again for watching ENN On Air.
For all the news you need to know when we're not on air, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
Have a great night, Elon.